So it just melts your butter and...
It just infuses your butter. Like, have you heard of this thing called a pot? And like maybe a whisk.
But you could have something to take up more space on your countertop.
Oh, hello, it's Christmas.
Christmas.
We are here today because the holidays are coming up. And as, you know, I'm a former chef, I cook a lot at home. You're a pretty avid foodie and home cook.
Yep.
So we've seen a lot of like gift guides. We've been looking through a lot of gift guides this year, and we've found a lot of stuff that is great. We've also found some stuff that's real suspect.
Oh yeah, like the regular offenders, weird cutting boards, and then that one really specific application that like you're never gonna use this to do anything else but this one thing.
The avocado cutter.
The avocado cutter.
Yeah. We're gonna help you basically pick out some of the gifts you shouldn't buy for people so that you know what you should get for people. The stuff that's real egregious, we'll make sure we offer an alternative to. We're probably gonna vent some of our frustrations from former gifts that we've received in the past.
We're not bitter, at all.
No. But really the goal today is to help you shop a little more consciously, especially if you're shopping for somebody who does cook a lot, right? And maybe knows their stuff in the kitchen and you are a little intimidated as to what to get them. Because
if there's a fate worse than death, it's giving a shitty gift.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as we like to do in some of these videos, we got to disclose our bias. We work in Knifewear. We sell cookware and knives. But I think, you know, we spend a lot of time curating our selection as well, and I think with that level of experience, that we're uniquely qualified to kind of seek out some BS. We're not just going to tell you to buy stuff from us instead. We do have a lot of great gifts that you should check out, and we do have a 20% off sale on Haruki Soba, Haruki Zen, Potato Fuso, Chocobo, Tojiro Atelier, Knifewear sharpening gear, and knife bags. Until Christmas. But we just like to be transparent about this kind of stuff, but we're going to give you more so personal opinions based on our experience in the kitchen. We've queued up some gift guides. Guys found some different gift guides.
So we got our butter infuser out of the way.
I would say, just as a general rule, single-use gadgets that take up a lot of space or are probably going to break in 2 years, maybe not a good bet. You know, you can infuse butter very effectively in a pot.
Okay, so one of the first ones that I found that was popping up everywhere was Architectural Digest, which like I love for home stuff, but for food gift guides, it seemed kind of specific.
Is that $74 olive oil?
Yeah, that's $74 olive oil. Spice blends.
Oh yeah, here's a good one. Have you ever got like spice blends for Christmas?
So many spice blends. They're like still in my cabinet too.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most well-meaning gifts that I don't enjoy getting. In my experience, the big packs are like barbecue rubs. If you're buying for somebody that's brand new to barbecue or brand new to cook as a foodie, it's awesome, right? It's great to have that like kickstart. But if this person's experienced and really knows their food already, you know, a lot of the barbecue blends, they have a lot of sugar in them. I find a lot of like just mediocre chili powder, you know?
Or like old paprika.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. They're often really stale, right?
Yeah. So how would you buy like a good spice blend?
So I actually got, you'll have to bleep that, for Secret Santa. I know he wants to cook more. And so I went down to Silk Road in Inglewood. They have really fresh spice blends. Any local spice store, they're gonna have great blends and they're gonna have fresh ones that are gonna last for a good year, you know? It's like I got classic stuff, right? Herbs Provence, a curry blend, a togarashi blend, and then like a really good smoky barbecue rub.
Just like good high quality basics.
Yeah, totally.
Nice. Stuff that you can like also use in other places too is always really handy.
Yeah, stuff that's versatile. Right? As opposed to like this one really niche flavor that's only good for like, you can only put this on pork because it tastes weird on anything else.
Yeah, I bought amchur powder, like the green mango ones.
Silk Road is down the street from Knifewear Calgary and Knifewear Edmonton, but you can shop with them online. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to a customer of ours, Hunting Season Spices. She's based out of Saskatchewan and makes stuff more catered towards like hunters, wild game, barbecue. So if you have like a real meat eater in your life or a hunter and you like, I don't know how to get them, not getting them a gun, then you get them some like spices that are good for game meat. And so check out Hunting Season Spices. She's online. Cool. She ships. She's super nice.
Gotta plug your friends. Ooh, a butter warmer.
Only put butter in it.
I think people are just really scared of their butter.
So I don't have space for another pot that's got like a weird lid that doesn't fit in the pantry pantry properly. Yeah.
I think that's going to be a common theme here, is just stuff that you already don't have room for that just kind of is going to accumulate space.
Like,
in your
are you
house.
getting something that's actually better? Like, if you get somebody a really good skillet or frying pan, like, get somebody a really good cast iron frying pan, that's a great gift, and it will probably either add something to their collection they don't have or replace something that maybe they want to upgrade.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing to consider. Is this gift like a gift or is it a burden on that person?
Yeah, we got an electric crepe maker from somebody that lived in our garage for about 1.5 years before I finally donated it. More plastic cutting boards. Yeah, these are fine. You just have to make sure that they're like soft enough that they're not going to dull out your stuff, or you're just using it as a serving board.
Here's an issue I kind of have with this one. If you know somebody that lives in an apartment and they've got really limited counter space, get them a small cutting board. For me, I would hate to get a small cutting board because I'd never use it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna pull out a different cutting board just for cutting garlic.
I like a good cookbook.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good gift as long as you like consider who you're buying for and what kind of stuff that they like to cook.
If you're buying a cookbook for somebody, is there anything you would look for buying a cookbook?
I would look for like how they're cooking already, and if they're like just getting started, I would look for something that also maybe has some stories or like some basic guides.
I love a cookbook you can read.
Yeah, totally. Or if you have somebody that's really into fine dining or cuisine, like there's a lot of nice restaurants that have like their own kind of coffee table books out, so that could be a really good one. Something they wouldn't buy for themselves.
The best cookbook I've ever received was as a teenager. My mom got me the Momofuku cookbook. Not too long after, like it was only like 5 years after they opened, and it was when the food scene was really starting to change in that direction.
Yeah.
And it was such an inspiring read. As like a young chef working in a restaurant, I just had so many great ideas from this book.
That's awesome. Actually, one of my favorite presents that I've ever received was my dad got me the cookbook that he spent like my whole childhood cooking out of.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was like a home-style Italian cookbook, and
Nice.
I cook out of that more than anything else still.
Yeah, something accessible. Like there's nothing wrong with, like, by all means, like get them an Indian cookbook, something that has some different ingredients, but you still want to make sure they can get the ingredients for the recipes in the cookbook. And maybe ask some probing questions to figure out what kind of cuisine they want. Like, do they want to learn Indian cuisine or Thai or Italian?
Yeah, are they vegan or super into butchery?
It's kind of important.
Yeah. If you got the cash to drop.
You can buy me a Le Creuset enameled cast iron Dutch oven. Good Lord.
All every girl wants is the pumpkin, like, pot from them.
That's a stupid gift that's awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
We excuse buying the pumpkin for people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or the 152-piece Le Creuset Costco set.
Yeah.
If you got that for me, I wouldn't be sad.
I like a reusable bag, but I have probably 150 of them already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have enough to like clothe my neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, like cup of the year. Yeah.
Okay, I actually do want one of these because yesterday I spilled my entire water bottle all over my bedside table.
I like to live dangerously. I just have the Nalgene, and then I just get my head up high enough that I can kind of like dump it into my mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I usually get some on my pillow.
I wear it every time.
You know, coasters are a weird purpose gift that I'm actually okay with. They don't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
They're great because you're gonna get them for Christmas and then you're gonna use them at your New Year's party. For me, if you like to entertain, you know?
Yeah.
Just make sure the coasters match the person's aesthetic, right? Like those are bright neon coasters. Those will work well in my house because it's very colorful. But if their house looks like, a Victorian mansion, like it might not vibe with your house. There's just a lot more dead stuff and black in it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we like that.
You can buy that. Here's my personal gripe with this. You're not gonna stack that back the way it is in that photo.
That's fair.
Those two things don't belong in the same drawer in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so it looks super cool until you use it once.
You know what I want for Christmas? More work in the kitchen.
I want more kitchen space for Christmas.
The champagne saber.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. For the person that has everything and drinks a lot of champagne, I don't see why not.
Yeah, 100%.
Make sure it's got a tassel though.
Again, something you can go ahead and use right away, like that day, or definitely like for New Year's.
Totally, yeah. I love these. I would 100% wear
Pretty
these.
fucking sweet. If you know somebody that likes pasta and also wears earrings, book her do that.
How much are these?
They're 185
Stephanie? Oh, oof. Oh, absolutely. 100% put a beaded hot dog coin purse in my bag. But I feel like, okay, if you're gonna spend $200 on a gift for somebody, are you sure that you want to get them a lunch bag?
Yeah, and is the lunch bag useful? Like you know, I would love to get a lunch bag, but it needs to fit in my side bag for my bike.
Yeah.
Which this wouldn't. And it needs to like be cleanable when my curry leaks and the inside is yet like turmeric colored, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be appropriate for the person.
And then you're just heartbroken that your like pink alligator skin lunch bag
pink
has
alligator
curry
skin
on
lunch
it.
bag had curry on it. All right, I keep seeing these Always pans and I know not much about them, honestly.
Okay, so it's this thing with really strong branding and not much else. So they're kind of selling themselves as like the only need this one pan to do everything, and don't worry, it's non-toxic, but also they're kind of known for chipping really quickly, basically just being pretty pastel colors. So for Instagram,
So it's just height-based marketing.
It's just height-based marketing.
It's the supreme of frying pans.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not worth what you're paying for it. I don't know, it's one of those things that like sneaks in on the guise of being good design.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Well, and if I was just like a dude that didn't know a lot about cooking and I needed a gift from my girlfriend or whatever who'd like to cook, I'd be like, oh, pretty frying pan. Easy, no problem. That's one of those situations where, you know, you've got a lot to think about around the holidays, but it doesn't hurt to do a little research if you do get advertised something that almost seems too good to be true.
Yeah.
The idea of non-Teflon, non-stick, obviously don't buy Teflon, just like forget it. But the idea of like non-Teflon, non-stick is super appealing, but I've heard time and again that like those ceramic coatings can, depending on the brand, chip very easily and just A, look shitty, and B, stop working properly.
And when the main point of the product is for it to look pretty and it can't do that after a certain amount of time, and you're like, well, I guess I'll buy another $150 Always pan. Yeah. Oh, on that note, non-stick sets of pans. I actually did receive like a full Tefal like set one year, and it's just like I already have my really carefully curated, like I've got my stainless steel, I've got my carbon steels, I've got my cast irons, and I love all of them, and I've picked them all out individually, and then it's just like, wow, here's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to use. Yeah,
when I first moved out, my dad got me a set of 3 Teflon baking sheets. Yeah. Which is a great idea. But I cook really hot and fast, and so I've definitely eaten all of the Teflon from those pans in my food. If you're going to buy somebody a piece of cookware, get them something, I would say, somewhat basic and versatile. So a 10 to 12 inch frying pan. I'm a big fan of carbon steel, but we also love cast iron. You've probably seen us. Go grab a cast iron pan. Yeah, so cast iron and carbon steel. We did a video comparing the two. When it comes to the holidays, if you want to splurge out and buy something really nice for somebody really important, get them a fancy cast iron. But if this is somebody that like you don't have a lot of money to shop for, get them a carbon steel frying pan. You can get one for like $50. They're really good. These Kiramekis are great. But these are actually going to be non-stick, and you don't need to baby the seasoning. Like you can get them ripping hot and not destroy it. You can use metal utensils on them. You can do a lot of things that you can't do with non-stick, and you can re-season them. They do take a little work to season, but it's pretty easy, and they're basically non-stick forever. Like they'll outlast you or the person you give it to. Yeah, like there's not a lot of fail points on this. Yeah, sometimes simple is best. Like sometimes all the bells and whistles just kind of make more points of issues along the way. So yeah, and if you do want something very aesthetic and pretty, like that to me is just as beautiful as like a pastel turquoise pan, but you're not going to end up chipping anything because it's, you know, it's cast iron. It's like, don't throw it down your stairs and it'll be fine. Vitamix is a gift? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, the egg crate. Okay. This thing looks so cool. I keep seeing the Anthropologie ceramic egg crate everywhere, probably because I'm in Anthropologie like every weekend. I just love to go in and like look at all the displays and take all their ideas and then thrift it elsewhere. But the one thing that I cannot get on board with is the Anthropologie ceramic egg crate. Knowing you, that kind of surprises me. It's okay. My kitchen's pretty full already, and like although it's real cute, it's cute. We love a cute thing. Yeah. But it holds your eggs, and you know what can also do that is just a bowl. Like or any bowl, an egg carton. Yeah, the thing that eggs come in from the store. So you have this like ultra specific thing that you're gonna use like maybe once a month. So it's just like this extra thing that you can't do anything else with. This is for like, it's a hyper niche gift. It's for that person that keeps their fridge organized so they can take
That's
pictures of
a
it
good
on for
point.
Instagram.
That's a good
Like if you know
point.
somebody that's that, I'm gonna try to use a word that's not offensive, particular about the things in their life. Yeah, that like their fridge needs to look Instagrammable. Can get them this thing. Or if they have chickens in their backyard,
That's fair.
great.
Okay, all right.
Because those eggs are gonna live on the counter, not the fridge, and it's gonna go right from the chicken's butt onto that thing, and there's no cardboard in between. But like otherwise,
Yeah, this is something this is such an aspirational piece for me. Like I
Yeah.
want to be the person with the perfect fridge, but I live with two guys who are never gonna let that happen.
too many bottles of barbecue sauce in the fridge that
Maybe
you
I'm
got
just
for Christmas.
mad about this because I can't have it. I can't live this life, so I'm just bitter.
Gotta put chickens on your vision board.
Egg
the
candle.
egg candle? Fuck yeah.
I would do an egg candle.
Yeah. It hints at a category product that I do not like, and that is products that need a very specific thing to refill them. Like,
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you getting somebody an appliance that needs a really weird CO2 canister to refill it?
Yeah.
Or like, because like IKEA doesn't sell yellow round tea lights
No.
for you to, so you're just gonna put like a normal tea light in once you run out of these, or you're gonna pay for like overpriced, refills.
Yolk eggs.
I think it says it comes with 200, so that's pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, it comes with 2?
It comes with 2 tea lights.
Okay.
Right? So like any
like that.
gift that requires a specific expensive refill
Mm-hmm.
is not a good gift. How did BuzzFeed go from like the shittiest website to like pretty good journalism?
Like snacks. Yeah, well, yeah, it's BuzzFeed,
Oh.
but it's like snacks.
Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, okay.
Because sometimes getting something they can eat, again, it can go one of two ways. Like you can get somebody really yummy as a gift that just disappears right away, or you can get them something real crappy. I think if you're gonna get somebody a gift that's edible, go to your local cheese shop. If you're in Calgary, go to Say Cheese,
Yeah.
say hi to Isaac, and get them like some good cheese.
And in general, just like any sort of high quality ingredients that they may not buy themselves. Like that's kind of good stuff.
Yeah, good honey, good olive oil, like
Yep.
you said.
My dad got me a bunch of saffron one year.
Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, stuff that's like not hyper specialized, but yeah, a luxury ingredient.
It always feels weird to see ceremonial grade in matcha products.
Oh, weed cookies, right? Partake?
No, they're just allergy safe.
Oh, okay. I thought the name Partake made it sound like it's got weed in it. If you know somebody that likes to drink, I'm a big fan of booze as a gift. And even if the wine you get them isn't that great, like
Yeah.
they'll still use it. They'll take it to a party. They'll cook with it. Like,
Yeah. Totally.
You can't go wrong with a bottle of liquor as long as it's somebody that you know likes to enjoy it. That's a situation where it doesn't hurt to ask for help. Like if you
Totally.
go into your local artisanal liquor store, like Vine Arts in Calgary, just say like, hey, I know this person, they like blank, blank, and blank. What do you suggest?
Yeah.
Because then you're not gonna end up with the bottle of like bacon flavored bourbon that they have to like find a way to use.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I've received one, and it
Oh,
was
no.
again. I was very happy to get this gift because, like, anytime somebody gives me a gift, I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't like bacon flavored stuff. I think it's weird, and so I turned it into old fashions, and I served them to people at a camping. I would have probably preferred just a regular bottle of bourbon that cost the same amount of money,
Yeah.
and just drank that myself on my couch. So,
Yeah. Stuff like this is fine, but I always see myself like trying to get rid of it. Or like trying to use it and sometimes in other ways because I'm just like, I don't really
And
want
sometimes
this.
they suck. Like we got a red velvet cupcake kit, and they were trash.
Infusion kits. I mean, at least it's not like a specific machine for infusing things.
Yeah, totally. It's ingredients that you can use up.
Yeah.
It's not like an appliance that's going to sit on your counter.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, we like ice cream.
I love the idea of just like giving somebody ice cream as a gift because you.
it's like kind of melted.
It's like you get to the person's house and you're like, hey, can I put something in the freezer? Yeah, sure. What is it? Can't tell you. And then it's like, oh, we're opening gifts? Okay, let me. And then you gotta run to the freezer and then you gotta put it in their stocking like all sneaky. It's like, no, you gotta open your gift right now. I love that. It's the awkwardest gift to give somebody, but like, absolutely, give them ice cream.
It's just like the soggy stocking.
Just dripping, yeah. So when you walk away and the dog gets into the stocking,
Yeah.
that would happen for sure. I fed your dog half a cheesecake for that. For the exact same reason. Craft cider kit, like you get a good quality bottle to do
Yeah.
your fermenting in. You get an airlock, which you can use on a bunch of different vessels.
Yeah.
And you get like if this person hasn't made their own booze before, that's an incredible gift, and they'll get to drink something delicious at the end of it. And they can reuse all of the stuff that comes in it.
Yeah.
There's no garbage there.
I know somebody who would like
Yeah.
one of those gifts that's not for me, but there's somebody out there that wants it.
Yeah. It would be really funny to get like your uncle like a BTS themed snack.
Here you go, Grandpa.
Yeah.
$85 salt and pepper shaker.
They're cool. You know that Marge Simpson meme? I just think it's neat.
Yeah.
Like I've received a lot of gifts where it's like 150 pack of mustache quotes on cards, you know? Like shit like that.
What'd you do with those?
I threw them away. Because it's like, yes, I have a mustache. Doesn't mean I want to like read a bunch of weird movie quotes about mustaches.
What do you mean
fun.
it's not your whole personality?
Right?
Can you imagine getting somebody who's not gluten-free, like a gluten-free set of pasta?
If there's one thing I know about gluten-free pasta, it's that it's all terrible. Yes. And if you're a celiac, there are brands that are far better than others. Like,
oh yeah.
But if you're not a celiac, gluten-free pasta is dog shit.
Here's a food that you love, but worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I like leftover pasta.
It's good, yeah.
Leftover gluten-free pasta is like
mush.
Eating a beach. It's
Man,
it's garbage.
That bummed me out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, gluten-free pasta salad is a thing that does not exist.
Eating a beach. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. A hot sauce making kit. I'm really doubting the quality of the ingredients that are going into these.
Here's my problem with this hot sauce making kit.
Okay.
Cheap bottles, cheap gloves, cheap funnel.
Yeah.
Not going to reuse most of those things. These peppers are going to be super dried out. If you know anything about dried chilies, you want them to be soft and nice and still fruity. These are going to be dried out and bitter and crunchy and terrible. Good peppermint, good sencha, good black tea.
Yeah.
Great gift.
Decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite tea gift was my husband took me to a tea store. He was like, here's how much money you can spend. And then I picked out teas that I loved.
Oh, that's an amazing gift. Taking somebody somewhere for a little bit of an experience, a little bit of a shopping trip.
Yep.
Give them a rough budget, and then just let them go ham.
And it's a cute day too. Like you can go get boba tea, and then you can go do your shopping.
Yeah, you get to spend a couple hours, especially if it's like a friend or somebody. As long as there's not like too busy of a person and it's a burden. But then you get to spend a couple hours together, maybe grab lunch. Awesome gift.
Yeah, little treat.
Little treat.
Ooh. They were doing all right. They weren't doing awful.
Fusion cuisine. Yeah, is it that quote? Is it fusion or confusion? So accurate when it comes to this kind of thing.
More teas.
Here's what I don't like about this. Is it's a bunch of packaging that's gonna be waste and trash, right?
Yeah.
Like that last one had little baggies. They were plastic, not great.
Yeah.
But that was it. There was tea inside of a package. Great.
Yep.
Gift boxes are fun in concept. At Christmas, you're getting so much stuff a lot of the time, especially if you're with your family. You're getting all these boxes of stuff. And we take out all of the little things that are actually useful that we want to keep.
Yep.
And we make an enormous pile of all the wrapping and packaging and garbage. And we end up with this much stuff that's going to stay inside our house and this much that's going to go into the garbage.
Yep.
And it just feels bad.
And then the cat is eating the ribbons and you're like, ah!
Yeah, dogs ripping the boxes apart.
Yeah.
Get people stuff with minimal packaging.
I don't like reusable bags like this because they're great in concept, and every time I've tried to wash one of these, especially if you're using it for sous vide and you're putting oils and butters and fats in there, that is a bad time.
Yeah, they're good for if you have cooked grains or vegetables.
Yeah.
Awesome, fresh stuff. But yeah, anything that's can you imagine putting spaghetti in there? Or butter chicken?
What kind of glasses are those?
I love those glasses and they're so stupid.
It's you're just gonna tip them over
get knocked
so
over
fast.
and shatter immediately. 42 cooking gifts that'll impress any foodie.
12 days of caviar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's pretty good.
Why not?
Only $650 at caviarco.com.
What a steal.
Good Lord.
Oh my goodness.
That's a strong way. Oh, this is Esquire. Yeah, that's a strong way to start out your. It's I looked at the Forbes gift guide and I was like, oh yeah, just a bunch of expensive shit. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, happily, I'll take that. Wow, a bread lamp.
I love that.
Best gluten-free, gluten-themed gift.
Okay, Esquire. You got some moves.
What do you think the texture of this thing is? like silicone that like
it
slowly
squishes?
acquires grease as you cook.
That's a great note. Is the thing that you're buying the person just gonna pick up grease and dust in their kitchen?
Yeah.
Because I have like serving platters and there's nowhere for them to go except the top of my cabinet.
Yep.
And I only use them twice a year, so it's fine. But if it's like an ornamental kitchen thing, you remember the like big bottles of like weird shit and olive oil people used to display in their kitchens?
Yeah. That are always at Value Village now.
Yeah, that people don't eat. They're just like...
They're there for the aesthetic.
Yeah, apocalypse supplies or something.
The 2010 Tuscan Kitchen Ratatouille Hell aesthetic.
Yeah. Can you imagine trying to clean this bread light? Like,
Just like crusted with cat hair and cooking oil. Delicious.
you can tell we're too poor to have hood vents.
Oh, there's the butter infuser. Yeah, when we were talking earlier about the cookbooks, like if you're somebody that's newer or you're gifting for somebody that's newer into cooking, like this is such a good place to start.
Yeah, and this kind of, what you're gonna learn from this book is applicable to anything you're gonna cook for the rest of your life.
I don't know about this one. Like, it's cool, but there's a lot of nooks and crannies that are gonna get cheese in them that you're gonna have to clean out.
Pretty bulky and awkward.
And it's super bulky, so it's just gonna take up a bunch of room in your kitchen.
You gonna put that in front of the TV, like carry that awkwardly while you try to swivel it, like.
It looks like it does swivel too, which makes me think that you're just gonna like.
Yeah, just knock all the olives off.
Eat your food onto the floor.
So I think just a good board, maybe even like, for me, a good larchwood cutting board that you can use to cut food on.
Yep.
And then also it's pretty, so you put your charcuterie on it when you're not.
Yeah.
You know.
One and done. Like.
Personalized pieces of wood in general.
Yeah, not a vibe.
Yeah. It does remind me of when people get their favorite recipe put on their tombstone, and I'm absolutely doing that when I die.
What recipe is going on your tombstone?
I don't know.
I think mine will just say salt your pasta water.
Yeah.
More salt.
Oh my God, 8 kinds of salt. And you know
it's
some
too
of the,
many.
Like, I'm guessing there's okay, fleur de sel, that's good. Pink Himalayan's fine.
Yeah.
Black lava salt, like.
I use that for salmon sometimes.
Okay.
But okay, I've got like 3 different kinds of salt. I've got kosher, I've got black lava for like risottos and fish, and then I've got Malden.
For finishing.
For finishing,
yeah. But like 8 kinds of salt?
Yeah.
No. And I guarantee you, at least one of those is a smoked salt that just tastes like an ashtray.
Hot little biscuit.
Hot little biscuit, that's a great brand name.
I love this for the photo alone. I mean, we've talked about cookbooks, but I don't know if I trust this woman.
Looks like she's just been like hunting people on her private, reserve. 7-piece knife set.
I didn't think they were still recommending knife blocks.
So that was one of the first things we thought of, like, when we had the idea to do this anti-gift guide.
Yeah. It was like, it's too obvious. Like, we can't do it. Like, nobody's buying these anymore.
Yeah.
But apparently not. And as far as luxury goes, this does not look luxury to me.
I like the lightsaber hunting rod, but that's about it.
Yeah, it looks like it's like one piece of steel, which is gonna feel weird because either it's solid and the handle is super heavy, or it's hollow and then it feels kind of cheap actually.
Yeah.
I don't like that they're loose floating in what looks like glass or plastic. I don't trust whatever is going on with the lightsaber honing rod.
No guard.
No guard.
So if you like to hone like Gordon Ramsay, you're gonna cut yourself.
Yeah.
This has got to be super top heavy. Like that's gonna get knocked over by a cat or a human or almost 600 American. You are always better off spending your money on 1 or 2 good knives than like half a dozen or a dozen mediocre knives.
Yep.
You're gonna get, this knife is gonna stay sharp longer probably than all of the knives in the kit, and you're gonna have more of a personal connection with it.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be sharper and stay sharp longer than a whole bunch of knives.
Yeah.
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 And I guarantee in this kit, like we got a Sentoku, a chef's knife, 2 paring knives, all great, all things you should have.
Boning knife, it looks like.
A boning knife and a bread knife.
Yeah.
So I guarantee of those knives, you're probably gonna use 2 or 3 on a regular basis. And
until they go dull on you really quickly.
Yeah, like you need that many knives because they're gonna dull so fast.
Yeah.
And I guarantee nobody's gonna use that that boning knife.
Yeah, no.
Novelty wooden spoons.
My God, this looks like testicles.
Oh yeah, it does look like balls, doesn't it? Oh. Imagine trying to like scrub scrambled eggs out of that little crevice.
You are never
gonna
get one satisfying scoop out of this. Like
no.
Kendall Jenner's tequila. You don't need this. Every day I'm truffling. You love a good 2012 reference on your gift.
Right? I don't know. Truffle flavor in anything is real
Truffle
dodgy.
sriracha. I feel like you wouldn't even be able to enjoy the truffle at that point. Truffle ranch.
Loved it. I love the old school pasta machines.
This is the last thing I bought my ex before we broke up.
Oh, Nespresso.
Okay, so what are the thoughts on the Nespresso?
I love Nespresso. I gotta love hate. I got one for my wedding because we asked for one. As a non-coffee connoisseur, it makes pretty good coffee. And it's press a button. So if you have a kid and you wake up and you're exhausted and you need coffee in 30 seconds, or you got a hangover and you need coffee in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think if it's gonna replace, if you buy a $4 coffee every morning, this is gonna save you a lot of money.
How much is it?
It's like 100.
Oh, that's not as bad as I thought.
And the milk froth is actually really good.
Cool.
So I like Nespressos. If you don't stop at Starbucks and buy a coffee every morning or wherever, and this is replacing another way of making coffee, you're gonna spend a lot more money. I was spending, like we would have each one coffee in the morning and then the occasional extra coffee or like an espresso in the afternoon or something. And I was spending about $100 a month on the pods, right? Because they're over $1 a piece.
Yeah.
They're like $1.30 a piece for the cheap ones. And Nespresso is great compared to the other ones because they have their own recycling system. You can bring the pods back. It's way less wasteful. Still a carbon footprint there, but way less wasteful than like Keurig.
Yeah.
But like $100 a month, and like with a mortgage and like bills to pay, it's too much money.
Yeah.
So I got an AeroPress. I'll make you a copy with an AeroPress right now. Okay, so if you want a quick and easy coffee solution for yourself or for somebody else, instead of getting like a pod coffee thing, unless you're like made out of money, get an AeroPress. They're really cheap. I think we sell them for about $40.
Yeah.
They're travelable, but this is how I make coffee in the morning, because I wake up about 6:30, I'm quite tired. I gotta like get lunches ready, walk the dog, get myself ready, you know, I try to keep my kid alive and fed. A lot of stuff to do. So I usually set this up the night before, but basically I get out of bed, turn the kettle on, you just take one of these little paper filters. They're super thin, and you get like, I think it's $5 for 350 of them. So throw that in there, it comes with a scoop, but we've lost ours. Throw some coffee, top it up with water. I used a pour over for years because I wanted to make decent coffee, and it's just like so much work and takes so long in the morning.
Yep.
So I got this and it's so much better. So fill that guy up to the top, pop the cap on, and there you go. Let that sit for like, I usually do like 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you want to shop for somebody in your life who wants to cook or does cook a lot, maybe wants to cook more, we got like 5 basic things that are really great to get anybody, that everybody's gonna use in their kitchen regularly.
This is my favorite peeler of all time. I promptly destroyed my first one, and by putting it in the dishwasher, because it is carbon steel, but that makes it work really, really well for a really long time. And it's like, what, $8 or something?
Yeah.
And yeah, now I've had mine for probably a year with no issues now.
Yeah.
Yeah, great stocking stuffer. Does come with a guard, so make sure they're careful.
Yep.
Reaching into the
they're sharp. These Kuhnreich paring knives, again, if you're gonna buy somebody a paring knife, it is a really great gift. These guys are under $20. I think they're $18. They come with a plastic sheath, same deal.
Yep.
Really safe. They can live in your kitchen drawer, but made from really good steel, so they keep their edge really well. I think one of the best gifts you can get somebody, as we alluded to earlier, is a good quality kitchen knife. Yeah, a good chef's knife or kitchen knife, that is something that a person can use every single day. 1 or 2 good quality knives are gonna be infinitely more useful than a set of 6 or 12 knives that they're probably not even gonna use all those shapes, and they're gonna go dull a lot faster.
No kidding.
Yeah, you can spend like $150 to $300 Canadian and get a really good quality kitchen knife.
Or you could spend $700 and get a bunch of top-heavy weird knives in a glass jar.
Yikes.
And my favorite. This guy is the Larchwood End Grain Cutting Board. They are sustainably made here in Nova Scotia, right off the coast of Cape Breton. So it's end grain larch, which is super soft, which means it's really good for your knife, and also makes a super pretty pattern. These will last your entire lifetime if you're taking proper care of them. You just need to oil it every once in a while when it gets a little bit dry. We're here in Calgary, so it is really dry. But all that said, I've had no issues with mine, and it just lives on my cutting board. Lives lives on my counter. Sorry, it's part of my countertop. Like, it never moves.
Yeah.
This is an awesome option for your charcuterie boards, for something that's everyday use, for not banging up your knives, and it's really gorgeous and locally made.
Every kitchen needs 1 or 2 good frying pans. Again, if you're on a tighter budget, carbon steel is non-stick when seasoned properly, pretty easy to use, very easy to maintain, really lightweight, 50 to 100 bucks for a good quality one. Or if you want to ball out, get them something special, you know, a good 10 or 12 inch cast iron. We really like these Smithy ones. They're super smooth, super non-stick, but there's a lot of good ones out there.
They're made like the really old style ones are. So that really beast one that your grandma had for many years, like this is kind of how they used to make cast iron pans.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
If you have somebody on your list that already has all of these things, they probably don't have chef's presses. And these are a kitchen gadget that has so many options. Instead of a kitchen gadget that does one thing, do you have some?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
I borrowed them though. I made some bang up, like, I don't have a panini press, so I was doing sandwiches with them. We did duck breast with them.
Yep.
And I believe Colin uses them as weights in his kimchi.
Yeah. They're stainless steel, so you can use them as fermenting weights. Put them in if you got meat that's brining or marinating and you want to keep them submerged. If you have a piece of salmon on a grill and you want to make sure it stays nice and flat, thinner steaks that are likely to curl, bacon, they're incredibly useful. They're really well made. They're beautiful, and I use mine in my kitchen pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my mom some this year.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool.
It's been a couple minutes. Coffee's ready. Again, this I find with the AeroPress, I can do all of this while I'm just like hanging out in the morning and kind of getting the house going for the day. But it's almost as fast as an espresso, and there's no water tank that you have to keep refilling and cleaning out and descaling, and it's not $100 a month for coffee.
And it makes really good coffee too.
Yeah. If you do want fancier coffee gear, you know, we sell the AeroPress, but if you know somebody that's a real coffee nut, check out our friends at 8 Ounce Coffee. They're in Calgary, but they're also online at 8touncecoffee.com probably. Okay, well, happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Good luck getting good gifts.
Yeah, we got some more gift guides. We got some videos from previous years that might be helpful to you. If you're looking for Japanese knives online, obviously you can get them at Knifewear, but we got a great video that came out recently about how to spot a fake. So you don't get scammed, you don't buy something that's not actually a Japanese knife, because they're out there. Otherwise, you can come into our stores in Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, Edmonton, or Vancouver if you need more advice, or hit us up online, leave us a comment below. We'll help you out.
Yeah, if you've got somebody really specific you're shopping for and the generic didn't cover it, I'm sure we can hook you up with something.